Hello there, I'm OneWithTheBS, and this is usually how you play Doom. But I woke up one day wondering, what would it be like playing from the perspective of the demons, fighting the unstoppable force that is
the Doom Slayer.
Or Doom Guy. We're playing the original Doom, so it's Doom Guy, okay? See, the thing is, this mod doesn't actually exist. Yet. Not a fully fleshed out experience, that is. No disrespect to the creators of the mods that I'm referring to, but the ones that do exist that let you play from the perspective of the demons, well, most of them play like this. Not terrible, but it's kind of a novelty. There's just not much of an experience to it, that's all. After looking up a long list of Doom mods that could provide what I was looking after, combining these two WADs called Empathy and Impatience came closest to what I was after, but they still fell short of the mark. However, combining these two WADs together inspired a dream of what I was actually after. The thing is, that was inside my head. It wasn't actually a reality yet. So I decided, fudge it. I'm going to create the mod that I want to play. The question is, how am I going to pull this off when I've never made a Doom WAD before? So the issue with the two WADs go as follows. Empathy by Methystole has a bunch of cool first-person assets, and you can select every demon the game has to offer to play from Doom. The thing is, you're a demon fighting other demons, and you're pretty OP. So, something has to be substantially improved on. We need to be fighting
The Doom Slayer.
Doom Guy. Doom Guy, goddammit. Relax. I won't anger the nerds, alright? They need to know the difference. This is video gaming history here. Ah, fuck it. You know what? You call him what you want. I just don't want a nerd fight in the comments down below of whether it's Doom Guy or it's Doom Slayer. You take your pick. But if you say Doom Slayer, you'll certainly be doxing your age group. The Impatience mod. You play from the perspective of an imp, but you only have one life. Once you're dead, you restart the whole match. Another thing that bugs me is, as an imp, you can pick up all of the Doom Guy's weapon arsenal off the floor and use it against him. Not really lore accurate, is it? Speaking of Doom Guy, there's a Doom Guy with a very basic AI that rushes to every other AI on the map to kill them. The issue with that logic is, it requires a nav mesh, and it's almost non-existent, so we get stuck very easily. Making an AI and flipping perspectives would require a lot of editing of the maps and the logic of the locked doors, so the player as a demon wouldn't get locked out and the Doom Guy AI wouldn't get locked in a room. Even Icarus Libs, a YouTuber who covers Doom mods, has similar sentiments regarding this mod.
As I mentioned, it needs polish, it needs a little bit more work. There is a massive amount of potential here, but as of now, it's just a seed of a great idea. I'd love to see that bloom, I'd love to see that expand to something big and badass, but that will take a lot of work, that'll take a lot of time, and as of now, it's perfectly fun, it's perfectly fine, it's got a
Oh, Jesus Christ. This was actually 10 years ago. Ultimately, both of these mods provide an awesome inspiration for a more fully fleshed out concept of an actual game, with a beginning, middle, and end of progression. Once again though, no disrespect to the gentleman who made these mods, but I think I know what to do with this idea now. There's going to be a roster of demons you can play, but you have to earn points to become them. As you rank up each demon incrementally through gained points, you get more firepower to kill the Doom Guy. You wouldn't just have one life. You would have every single demon available on the map to slowly chip away at the Doom Guy. If he killed you, the game would move on to the next map. If you killed the Doom Guy, it would reset the map and give you more of an opportunity to gain more points to beat him at the end of the campaign. Now when it comes to the Doom Guy, he's also going to incrementally gain more firepower and strength over time. So it will be a tug of war between you and the Doom guy through a series of maps, and then at the end of the campaign, you, the demon player, will face off with the Doom guy in his final form, the Super Saiyan Slayer. The mod will be called something like Ripped and Torn, a play on rip and tear. You see what we did there, I ran into a massive hurdle though. I'm not really a programmer. I mean, I can do basic scripts and vibe code if I really wanted to, but the mod would probably turn out like this. So I hit up a friend of mine, KosCreate, who was actually a wizard of a programmer, and I pitched the idea to him. However, he must have had amnesia because he didn't remember me and responded to my DM with, "Who the f is this?" As I was reaching out to him though, I recalled the video game industry has recently gone through another wave of sacking all of their talented artists and programmers to be replaced by AI. I learned about this in school. They called it trickle-down economics, but I like to refer to it as a golden shower economy. So with that in mind, I offered to commission him to join me in making this project a reality. He accepted, but not only that, he really liked the idea and the opportunity to collaborate on something Doom-related to learn some new tricks. I didn't want to make an indie game in the Unreal Engine using marketplace assets, and when KOS asked why did I want to do this, I gave it to him straight. Doom is really important to me. I played it as a toddler when I was growing up, and it's the game that got me into gaming. You know how there's some games that are just a gateway drug to lifelong gaming? Like Super Mario or Hentai Saves Australia. Doom is that game for me. So much so, in a former life I got to visit id Software and check out all of their cool original models used to make the demons come to life, and even shake the hand of Kevin Cloud, aka Doom Guy's hands. It was a weird, surreal experience for me. I kind of froze, and I didn't know what to say to Kevin. I wasn't starstruck or anything, but he didn't know who I was, and I just kept thinking, dude, I'm shaking Doom Guy's hand. I probably should have made a joke and asked him if he makes the Doom grunt sound every time he interacts with a door in real life. You know, to just sort of break the ice of the awkward moment, but I don't know. I already made the moment awkward as f by just holding a firm handshake and staring directly into his soul. Anyway, enough about my personal lore and Doom, back to the mod. KosCreate had made some big strides in just a week of production. A primitive form of the Doom guy and his AI had been established, and we both began bringing new ideas to the table. In this mod, playing as the demons fighting off the Doom guy needed more going on than just running at him and getting killed over and over again, so we both agreed to having a point farming system being an element of the game. You would run around the maps and collect as many points as you could to spend on upgrading into a bigger demon to potentially kill the Doom guy. The points also accumulated over the entire campaign, so you could afford upgrades for a boss fight at the end of the whole mod. This gave the player more things to do other than run at the AI to fight him. In a weird way, it kind of felt like we were making Pacman meets Doom. With this design now in the game, it started to turn into a horror game where you were doing everything you could to run away from the Doom guy, and then farm as many points before the timer ran out, or if he killed all the demons on the map. KosCreate then came up with a brilliant idea. What if the Doom guy had a local MP3 of Doom Eternal's The Only Thing They Fear Is You playing from his helmet? Brilliant. With the game's MIDI music turned off, this really started feeling like a true horror experience as the demons, because the Doom guy wasn't locked in with us. We were locked in with the Doom guy. For the campaign of this mod, we decided to make it 8 maps. It would feature slightly altered versions of the 8 maps of Doom's first chapter, Knee Deep in the Dead, with the last map being a fully fleshed out boss fight arena. Halfway through the campaign, there would also be a mini arena at the end of level 4. The idea is to essentially hold off the Doom guy as long as you can until you get to the end of the campaign. So, no matter what, you're going to die a lot. No, I pressed the wrong f***ing key. I pressed A. That's it. It's over. I f***ed it. Just remember, it's all about collecting as many points as possible until the boss fight at the end. When it came to the roster of demons to upgrade into, we both agreed we'd want every demon to have a specific purpose, just like they do in the normal Doom experience, but balance it accordingly. This mod is difficult, and it is a bit of a cheek-spreading experience for you. I guess that's why we called it Ripped and Torn. Zombies will be fodder that you spawn into on the maps, and then can upgrade from. Their purpose is pretty straightforward. However, the shotgun zombies are really good for taking out the corrupted souls for extra points. But I'll get to explaining what they are in just a moment. Imps. You'll get free spawns as imps like the zombies if you're lucky, but if you really want to upgrade to an imp, it'll cost you 20 points. However, they are designed for chip damage with the fireballs from long distance over time. They are not really meta for beating the Doom guy. Pinkies. In the early game before the Doom guy is really juiced up and empowered, using a pinky to jump him from a corner and bite him to death is really potent. Once the Doom guy is leveled up though, using pinkies is going to be a last measure. Lost souls. Believe it or not, they aren't really that great at attacking the Doom guy, but perfect for quickly rushing around the map and picking up all the soul points on the floor. He's low HP, so you're going to get killed very easily with the lost soul, but if you use your brain, you'll work out what his actual real purpose is. Spectre. It's the same as the pinky, but if you use your secondary fire, you'll go invisible for a short period. You can use this to either quickly farm soul points while you're running for your life from the Doom guy.
SMG loading, rather than having spam the floor with small souls.
Terrifying. Or sneak up on him and try to get some damage on him. The Cacodemon. Not to be mistaken with Nonna's meatballs. This is the best mid-tier demon that's cost-effective for the damage you can do in the early game against the Doom guy. Funnel the Doom guy into a long corridor and spam plasma balls at him. Or sneak attack him with your secondary bite from a corner. The Archville. His hand is now based off of KosCreate's actual hand, so like Kevin Cloud, his hand has been immortalized in the game. If you can track the primary fire well enough with the Flame Strike, it does insane damage, but you're left exposed to getting shot whilst you're stuck in animation. Using his resurrection ability isn't as meta as you'd think, however. You only get use out of the resurrection on maps with pinkies already running about. That's at least the only time I use resurrection, and you know what? What would I know? I only made the mod with KosCreate, right? But you might find out some good cheese strats with it. Oh my god, get the pinky up! The Baron of Hell. To me, he's the actual meta. Loads of health and loads of firepower. It gives you a lot of room to deal some substantial damage, but you still have to space yourself out like the Cacodemon. Long corridors and spamming your fireballs is the way to go. Don't cut me off, don't cut me off! I'm trying to use these long corridors to fight him.
Yeah, no, I like the strat.
You can also scratch him like a pissed off cat, but you better make sure that there's a wall behind him, as the Doom guy will bounce pretty far away from you with knockback. Yes. The Pain Elemental, in my opinion, is very situational. If you use him in a map where there's some time to spam loads of lost souls, and there's other AI like the shotgun zombies hanging around, the Doom guy will be distracted by your lost souls, and that gives time for the shotgun zombies to not be targeted and shot. They'll chip away at his health. Other than that, on his own, the Pain Elemental is not very strong. It's a bit of a thinking man's choice using that demon, so choose wisely on which map.
Oh, you're hitting him.
Let's not lie to ourselves, that did cool. The Cyberdemon. It goes without saying, this demon is caked up. You wait until the Doom guy is leveled up and empowered before you waste points on the Cyberdemon. You want to farm as many souls as possible before you kill the Doom guy, believe it or not. So, you wait until the right opportunity before you use the Cyberdemon. Where's it coming from? When you spend points on the Cyberdemon, the cost scales up every time you use it. That's so you can't cheese it every match on the Doom guy. Once again, use wisely. And the last demon, well, you can't pick him, but he's the boss of the game. The plot twist is, you're playing the boss fight for the Doom guy. You need to farm as many points as you can over the course of the campaign to unlock boosts that will give you a higher chance of winning, and also unlocking power-ups such as healing and spawning arachnotrons to help you fight him. Spoilers, without the arachnotrons, you're pretty much f***ed. Believe it or not, we still had to face one of our biggest hurdles. No, it wasn't getting distracted by Hentai Saves Australia. It was making the Doom guy feel alive and a real threat, and a big part of that was having a decent nav mesh. The nav mesh is a pool of information for the AI to read the map and make movements. In a lot of older games, it was a bunch of convex polygons that guided the AI, basically spamming triangles across the nav mesh. Most modern games now use a mix of shapes inside grids. This provides more information that's uniform for the AI. In short, less room for error and the AI getting bugged out and stuck in spots staring at the wall like Anton Chigurh. We used a nav mesh tool by Disaster of the Universe to help generate these meshes for the first 8 Doom maps, and then KosCreate would edit on top of that to create a more tailored experience.
All I did was add a little corner here, and it makes the nav go, oh, I should generate a way around this, which made it actually cube this area up nicely. Same reason this staircase now has this curve here.
Yeah,
because
makes
otherwise
sense.
it would just a giant line all the way to the door and possibly slightly out of it, which meant he'd run up and down here, not sure how to get out here because this wasn't cubed up. So I'd go, how do I get in here? Meaning that this is here, then here. And then it would draw the curve like that, so he'd get stuck here specifically. But now these cubes are here, you can go dot, dot, dot in.
I would go around the maps and find every glitch spot, navigation errors, and basically plug every hole with him in the map, not his holes. For example, on map E1M2, there was an outdoor area that was very easy for the Cacodemons to cheese the Doom guy to death from the outside. You could just add something here, just a bit of, because I think once he's about here, he can shoot me. So it's about halfway.
For Caco stuff was fixing areas like this one, right? You'll notice the hill now stays close to the windows.
Yeah, smart. And then you just shoot him through here.
Yeah, because I don't want to take away your
a
ability to fight him through the windows.
Yeah, he still gets a fair chance to shoot.
Fair. Yeah.
There was also space for the Doom guy to get stuck outside the map.
I think the reason he can exit the nav mesh is because it doesn't try to wall itself, and he tries to walk forward. He will just walk out of the nav mesh because there's nothing physical stopping him. The nav mesh itself isn't acting as a wall.
So we changed the door and blocked his path, and raised the terrain outside so the Cacodemon couldn't cheese kill him through the window without getting punished. There were many other glitch spots that had to be bonked out of existence on other maps as well. We spent roughly 6 weeks making this mod. KosCreate doing pretty much all of the pain and suffering with the programming. But I kept busy finding as many bugs and exploits to fix along the way, so when we released this mod to the world, it wouldn't just drop to the floor like a dead dove. There was a last known location bug that kept cropping up that we sorted with a health and damage script. There was an infinite damage cheese spot to farm points from damaging the Doom guy at safe distance, and plugged that one right up. The process of patching this mod didn't end after 6 weeks. In fact, I would say about 3 months of tender love and care was put into this mod. More than I can say for my one houseplant.
He's got the hacks on, he can see where they're going.
Now that we had our first proper version of the mod, I thought I'd find a test audience. My gamer friend Matto, who's played DOOM.wad for most of his life. He was going to be my first test subject. Well, it doesn't look like that in GZ Doom. There's textures missing. I ran him through the basics and then observed him play the mod like a mouse trying to find its cheese in the maze. The thing is, we've known each other for a while now and we're both Australian. So let's just say our communication was pretty blunt.
Or Doom 1.
No, 1. Yeah, Doom 1. Did you load it on Doom 2 the first time?
Oh, no. You need to fix that. Every single Doom mod in existence uses Doom 2 as its base.
He wasn't exactly happy we mounted the mod on Doom 1 instead of Doom 2. After a little bit of salt, he got over it. But believe it or not, there is an actual reason why we chose the Doom 1 WAD file to base it on instead of Doom 2. And the reason is... because
yeah,
at the end of the day, any Doom nerd has Doom 1 mod. All right, they can play by my fucking rules. All right, we're not making money off this, so I don't give a fuck.
No, motherfucker. You're playing by our rules, man. We've played over the last 20 years. Making your
give it a
mod.
go.
Fuck me.
I'm really proud of what me and my mates done. It's like I made this for nerds, not a casual game.
Damn, so this is what it feels like, huh?
Matto was starting to pick it up quite quickly. Even if I was guiding him a little bit, it seemed quite intuitive to him. Nice one. You really want to be rushing all these green skulls. Trust. I use that to go around picking up as many points as I can, and then start attacking him. Now, these points, they're accumulating over time. So, let's say you've over the course of the run. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, it carries over to the very end. Now, Matto is a tough man to please, a harsh critic, if you will. So the fact that I had him still playing past half an hour at this point, I was quite pleased about that. I was even starting to get compliments.
Not gonna lie, bro. Great idea.
Yeah, cheers, man. I've usually only received harsh language from old Matto.
I really, really like it. I do. You have created something that's actually generally really cool, bro.
Yeah.
But you need to cook more.
You know, I'm open to criticism. It's the whole reason I got Matto to give the mod a test run in the first place, right?
You just need quality of life. Not quality of life, but like touch-ups.
But I wasn't really understanding what he wanted out of the mod that he felt wasn't being provided.
So there's a lot of particle effects you could put onto points to make them stand out a bit more.
I even misinterpreted what he meant as a whole bunch of flashy special effects. And that's when things got heated.
Bro, I can do a million more other examples.
It's a fucking, he's holding the pistol at his fucking hip. He has a rocket launcher. Oh, mother of God, let me send you this. Hold on. Some extreme language was exchanged by both of us in what I can only explain as a misunderstanding of what adding more visually to the game meant. We both called each other worthless pieces of shit and then didn't speak for several days. Once the heat had settled, I realized what he was on about, and he understood that I average about 3 hours sleep a night, and sometimes my brain just doesn't register what people are saying until several business days later. So we made up and shook hands and came to an understanding that most modern Doom mods overdo it with special effects and screen shake after the release of Brutal Doom.
All the flashy screen shake, fucking particle effects, lighty fucking lens flares, shit. It's ruined Doom. It has.
Yeah.
It has ruined Doom. I look at every Doom mod these days and they've got fucking a giant gun bigger than the screen. You shoot and your game's flying up in the air from recoil and screen shake.
I wanted to keep the mod as visually grounded as possible so it still felt like the original Doom. But you're playing as the demons, right? I know I keep switching back and forth between calling it a WAD or a mod, but the entry level for making a Doom mod these days is pretty low with it being a low fidelity game. And also there's an abundance of publicly available resources to use for your own mod. So naturally, it attracts a lot of ADHD people who make perversions like H-Doom, or add so many screen shakes and flashbangs that even Stevie Wonder would be blinded a second time over. Anyway, look, after receiving praise about the concept of the mod, it really motivated KosCreate and I to do some final touch-ups on the mod.
You have got Caco Award shit.
Yeah.
You will have the Doom mod of the year. You and your, what's his name again, sorry?
KosCreate.
Caco Awards.
Yeah.
You genuinely have so much potential here. I loved it, bro. I had a shit-eating grin the entire time I was playing it.
Thanks to Matto's input, we got back to cooking a new version of the mod. KosCreate fixed up the user interface to give more information and be easier on the eyes. I hit up my artist friend Zouse54, who actually has some of his Doom art featured in Doom Eternal and Doom the Dark Ages. I asked him if we could use one of his Doom Guy art pieces as our menu backdrop, and he was cool with it. I then sourced a MIDI file online of At Doom's Gate by Mick Gordon. Which I then threw into FL Studio and produced a retro-style version of that for the menu music. One of the biggest hurdles we had to overcome for this final pass was the Groundhog Day feeling you would get when you defeat the Doom Guy, because one of the features of the mod is repeating the map you just played multiple times. So I suggested to KosCreate we have to spice things up each time the map was reset and make things more difficult and add more pressure, while still rewarding the player. As rounds progress, zombies can become corrupted and turn against you. Killing them gives you points. Also, green lost souls that float around as corrupted souls are moving point rewards. Basically, a point pickup with legs. You can chase them down to get extra points, but they can be tricky to catch. As the corruption level goes up every time you beat the Slayer, he gets more reinforcements in the shape of UAC Security, which are inspired by the modern Doom security guards. There will be a pistol, a shotgun, and a chain gun variant of the guards. If you survive till the final corruption level, you'll eventually be met with an unbeatable force of security. This isn't to troll you, it's just to cap a limit to how many points you can farm per map for balancing, just in case you're one of those turbo nerds that break the mod. And last but not least, my favorite addition that I really insisted that we add, and that it has a similar effect like the music playing inside the Doom Guy's helmet. And I'm speaking about Berzerk Mode. A timer will appear and it will start to go lower each time you go up in corruption level. And when it hits 0, the Doom Guy will go into fists only mode and beat the living shit out of you and your demon buddies. If a demon is in an unreachable location, he'll BFG you. I thought I could probably cheese him there. Couldn't cheese him through the window. The best thing about this is it truly feels like a horror game when you hear him rushing around the map, hunting you down. Okay, we've got the very, very last one. Holy shit. Oh yeah, you're right, Harry. I haven't explained to you guys on how to play. First up, you need to own Doom 1 and mount the mod on the DOOM.wad file with a source port of your choice. We built this with GZ Doom in mind. We have no affiliation with any source ports. We just picked one that worked out of the box. So if you need one, download GZ Doom. Next up, you place the Doom.wad file and the rippedandtorn.pk3 file in the same folder as the GZ Doom folder. To boot it up, you then drag the mod file onto the GZ Doom executable, and then select the Ultimate Doom as the game to mount it on. You'll need to set custom binds for the demon transformations, and also use the Z key for despawning your current demon, you know, in case you get stuck or want a better spawn. If you want the true horror experience of this mod, I suggest you turn the MIDI music volume off and listen out for the Doomslayer barging down the halls. Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ! Congratulations, you are now playing Ripped and Torn. In the future, I'm going to make a video covering a perfect run of the mod from my perspective. Even though I've made this with KosCreate, the final version of the mod took me 5 times to beat the final boss level. No joke, it's a little hectic if you don't farm enough points. If you would like to feature your attempts in segments of my future video, join the Discord linked below in the description and comments. And then post your successful run of the mod at the Doom category pinging @OneWithTheBS. Upload it to YouTube or Google Drive, whatever works for you. Before I leave you guys, I must do a call to arms. This project and video took 3 months of my life to make. In fact, 3 months of KosCreate's life as well, and he made a complimentary video to this one from the perspective of the programmer. So if you'd like to learn more about how this was made, he's got you covered, links down below. We spent a while making this one, so if you could share the video and mod to anyone who would care, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. If you would like a sequel or a better version of this mod, helping spread awareness of its existence will greatly increase the odds that we revisit this mod in the future. If you would like to see me live stream runs of this mod and other games, I also live stream at Twitch, linked below in the description and comments. Oh, and one more thing. I spent a lot of time making these videos, so if you could give the others a chance and check them out, I have a playlist linked at the end of the video. Give it a click. My Morrowind video got left in the dark by the algorithm, but it is an epic. At least I think so anyway. But of course, I'm biased. And it just works.
It's not, I'm not kidding.
You know what, Harry? After completing 3 months of producing this mod, beating the mod, and editing this video, I can say I'm one step closer to becoming one with the BS.